Let's talk about artificial intelligence, because I know that you've made the point that AI is the most dramatic innovation that you've seen. And I'm curious where we are in the investment cycle, whether it's still the picks and shovels, the NVIDIAs of the world that people should be investing in right now, or whether we've moved beyond that to maybe look at the ultimate users of AI and whether that's where the opportunities are.
I couldn't agree more with the last comment that you just made. I mean, I think it's the people who are going to use AI in various applications, whether it's in medical or educational or supply chain or whatever else. I'd say AI, and you're right. I have commented on this. I think it's not the same as a meme stock, but when you have companies overnight worth anywhere from $3 billion to $100 billion without any yet strong fundamentals, with the possibility of competitors being on the scene at any moment, without people really understanding the cost structures. To me, again, this is from my standpoint. I like to sit on the sidelines, and I'd much rather be, as you say, the picks and shovels. Which I'll say it differently. I'd rather be in the companies who can take this incredible development of machine learning and artificial intelligence and apply it and improve cost structures, improve productivity, where it has enormous applications. And from that standpoint, I think AI is just beginning, and we haven't even seen what the future can bring for it. But in terms of the platforms that have been vulnerable to market hysteria, also, I'd like to wait till there's some fundamentals.
Interesting. So still in the early innings, it sounds like, from your perspective. I'm curious how long you think this timeline is. I mean, when would you be comfortable venturing out of sort of the picks and shovels, the companies that are powering this AI boom, into maybe some of the end users of AI?
Well, I mean, the AI, I'm a little confusing your question. The people who are the end users are using AI.
Well, to put it a different way, you mentioned, some of the industries that could be disruptive, healthcare, for example. Is that a theme you're investing around right now, or are you waiting to see when that really starts to hit?
No, I don't think you want to wait for that. I think you have to assume that, if companies say they're working in this area, that the benefits of that technology will show up sooner rather than later. And as I definitely think we're just at the beginning, and this will unfold over a long period of time. It's not going away in the short term. So I think it's a long-term play, and I think you want to understand how people are using this tool and what impact they expect it to have, and then monitor and see if it really has that impact.
Well, let's talk about another long-term play, and that's what you're doing with Primetime Partners. Because, Alan, I believe you turned 90 this year. I know you've said that you're planning to live to 114 years old, which, by the way, that's my plan as well. And you look at the mission statement of Primetime Partners on your website, and it's to redefine how we age and improve the quality of living for older adults. And I thought that was really interesting, because it sounds like it goes beyond just longevity and trying to get people to live longer. It's about the actual quality of the life that they're living as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's, we always say that the drugs, pharmaceuticals, biotechs are like our cousin. We root for them. We don't invest in anything that requires FDA approval, but all these medical science, which do have FDA approval, are going to increase our life and our quality of life. But we've invested in companies that you wouldn't even think of. We have a company called Kitsugi on the West Coast. We have another company called Isaac Health. Both of these on the East Coast. Both companies are trying to help people who may have neurological forms in one way or another. One related, Kitsugi relating to depression, Isaac relating to Alzheimer's and related neurological diseases, to be able to anticipate these earlier, monitor them, and take some perhaps preventive or earlier steps than you would be otherwise. And you all done on a telemedicine basis. So that's a perfect example, but we've got a whole portfolio of companies that are dealing with older people and making their lives more comfortable. We have a company called Safe Ride, which sounds like Uber on its surface, but when you think about it, if you're older and you're not in great shape, you want to make sure if someone's taking you to the doctor that they pick you up on time, that they take you carefully in a vehicle, that they drop you off, and they come back to pick you up after whatever it is you're doing in a medical episode, not for emergency purposes, not ambulances, but with a 99% reliability. You could contrast that with a regular ride service, but that's well, those services are provided by the health plans, whether it's Kintsugi or Isaac or Safe Ride. Everything is compensated in some way back to a health plan, Medicare, Medicaid. Everybody wants to keep people out of the hospital. That's the major objective of anyone in the healthcare business, is because it's so costly to be in a hospital. Anything you can do to prevent a day in the hospital is worthwhile.